saying Jehovah.
Man, what's going on YouTube? How you doing? How you doing? First and foremost, man, I want to thank everyone for the love and support. Like I always say, and I always will say, thank y'all for the comments, liking my videos, sharing my videos, or even just subscribing to my channel. I will always be thankful for that, and I love y'all for that also. An update. My ankle is feeling a little better. It's better than it was yesterday in the past few days. And I just want to give a shout out to one of the young ladies in the comment that gave me some remedies that I can apply for pain. So I did order some of those products online on Amazon. So I'm just waiting today for that to come through. Another update. I'm waiting on my SSD card so I can go live on YouTube. So that's what I'm waiting on now. I will have my SSD card today also, so I can go live. So I'm gonna be messing with that today. I probably need some of y'all in the line. I know I say this all the time, man. I'm just a lying nigga, but just be patient with me, y'all, because I want to make sure I do it correctly. And, you know, it'll be a little fly when I do it. But anyway, before we get started, man, please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Pastor Jamal Bryant. If you don't know who Pastor Jamal Bryant is, well, he's a pastor, I think in Georgia somewhere. You might see him on Cam Newton. You might see him on different talk shows. You might even see him on the news. You might even see him on CNN, really. I side-eye him a lot. You know, I side-eye him a lot, man. I don't really have I do have a negative thoughts about him, but I'm going to try not to project that in this video. I'm going to do my best. It's going to slip out a little bit, but I just don't like certain moves and tactics that he used to convince black folks to do certain things. Certain stuff I just totally disagree with. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, people might disagree with things that I say, things that I do. They even be mad at my background and stuff like that. So it's just my opinion on him. But what prompted me to make this video was he was at a speaking engagement or at a rally or somewhere. I assume at the Edmund Pettus Bridge, because that's where everybody seems like everybody want to talk it. But it was something that he said it just irked my spirit when he said that if we can't get reparation, at least give us our representatives. And I'm finna play this video right here.
The Mental Health Month. In 1850, Dr. Samuel Cartwright made up a disease called drapetopia. And he said drapetopia is a mental illness for black people who are enslaved and try to run away to be free. I called the CDC to let them know there's a pandemic in the South, because from Alabama to Louisiana to Tennessee to Georgia to South Carolina to North Carolina to Mississippi, I got black people who refuse to go back to bondage, and we are committed to being free. If you're committed to being free, make some noise right now. Today is the death of the Confederacy. Y'all didn't hear what I said. Today is the death of the Confederacy. They are trying to redraw our lines. They're trying to silence our voices. They're trying to misrepresent our representatives. They're trying to choose their own districts. But we have to remind America that we built this nation off of our blood, off of our sweat, and off of our tears. And if you can't give us reparations, the least you can do is give us our representatives.
Now, you heard that right. Now, there are certain things in that video I do agree with. You know, we should vote, blah, blah, blah. You know, all that stuff, I get it, man. I totally understand. But it's the thing, like, if we don't get our reparations, at least give us our representative. And I'm going to keep saying this in every video. I'm going to keep sounding like a broken record. And I'm pretty sure top social media influencers said this. Top YouTubers said this, that's in this space that we're in, and they said that it's all about a job for these representatives. And I'm gonna keep saying this, man. Benny Thompson out of Mississippi didn't do nothing for black folks, and he's our representative. Even though I don't live in Mississippi, but I've been away from Mississippi for 15 years, but he's my people's representative, and he doesn't do nothing for them. He don't even speak up for them. Now, I did see something like he might shout out black kids that's graduating high school. He might shout out people that's getting scholarships. He might shout out a black basketball team that won the championship. Little stuff like that. And that's cool, man. You know, little kids see that, man, they're going to feel good. But overall, he's not doing nothing for the black community. Not even speaking up for them. There's no reason to have a black representative that's from your area that knows what's going on with black society, but still and yet turn your back on them and speak about immigrants. When there was a point in time, there was really no immigrants in Mississippi. It was just black and white. All he had to do just make sure we get some funds for things that's needed in our community. Speak out for it. You know what we need. But he knows that regardless of when we vote, they're going to vote for him. And he know that his seat is going to be, what at one point in time was just going to be permanent. So that's why he never cared to do anything for the people in Mississippi. Not even speak out on. All they can say is, racist and stuff like that. Okay, cool. I get it. I totally understand the dynamics of the racist governor we have. And I understand there's certain things he's not doing. He's blocking a lot of things to even to go to the capital city of Jackson. But he's allowing things around Jackson to get certain benefits and certain financial uplifts. I totally understand. But at least talk about it, man. Get the word out so people can know what's going on in the SIP, man, instead of talking about Brett Favre and the welfare scandal. I'm not saying it's not important, but it's other things going on in the SIP, y'all, that it bothers me, man. I ain't gonna lie, it bothers me. And I don't want to go. I'm probably explaining towards the end. But anyway, to see Pastor Jamal Bryant say that lie, and he's a pastor, and these new age pastors are not what they used to be back in the day, right? He's doing it for a check. He's going against the code of ethics in the church. He's lying for the Democrats. And I thought, and somebody correct me, am I wrong? But was it one point in time where church and state wasn't entangled with each other? If somebody can explain that to me. But it's wild to me to see that, man. And he know he's lying to these people. He know he's being disingenuous to his people, but he know these people are going to listen to him. See, one thing about the Democratic Party, they know who to get. Democrats know that if you put a pastor in front of some black folks, or you put a celebrity in front of some black folks, they will listen. Or if you put a white person that act like a wigger, they know they will listen. They know that. But they put this man in front of them and people just cheering. They're like, yeah, give us the representative. We don't get reparations. No. The representatives has hurt us, man. We disenfranchised in these areas where these black representatives are. They're poor, man. A lot of my people are poor. I got family members that's poor in these areas. Not just in Mississippi, but in Louisiana, Alabama, and Tennessee, man. They are struggling. And they see this shit, man. But these people getting millions of dollars just to have a job. But they push people out. They push people like Jamal Bryant to lie to the people and not tell them the full context of what he's saying. If he would have said, hey, y'all, listen, I know the black representatives not doing nothing for y'all, but at least just put a black face up in there so it just look good. Just say that. We just need to vote people in that look good, that look like us, and that's it. They ain't got to do nothing for us, but at least vote them in, because we don't need no white people representing the black areas of the states that you live in. I could deal with that, even though I wouldn't even file for it, but at least be honest. But he's a pastor. Let me tell y'all, let me give y'all a little entryway to me. My father was a pastor, right? I don't think I ever told y'all this, but my dad was a pastor. And one thing about my father, man, he never pushed religion on me. He never pushed the word of God on me. He had talked to me about it, but he just never forced me. He wasn't one of those fathers that browbeated me into submission with God. Now was there certain times when I come talk to him, he'll correlate God with some reality stuff and mix it in together and talk to me? Yes, he has. But he wasn't one of those people that forced me into it like that. He always offered to say, hey son, please come to church. Please come see me. Please come worship. Please come pray. We praying for you. Woo, woo, woo. He made it my choice, even when I was a kid, right? But I still went, though, because my mama, mama got the last say, so it seemed like when it come to church. So I was forced to go to church. But anyway, one thing about my dad, though, he was into politics. I ain't gonna lie. He loved the Democrats, y'all. My daddy loved the Democrats, but he never forced it on his congregation. He never forced it on people. He never put his personal views on people. You get what I'm saying? He always looked at it as, man, this is separate. It's just my daddy looked at it like a pastime, like sports or something like that. You know what I mean? He liked to talk about it, like to watch it and stuff, but he just had his own views on politics. But his congregation, he never did that, and his other pastor friends never did that. Even up to now, they never did that. But even I remember my dad said, man, there's a bag out here. He didn't say it in these words, but I'm just paraphrasing. But basically, it's a bag out here, and there's a lot of black pastors that's gonna get that bag. And he was saying from like council leaders, from the mayor, from different politicians, all that stuff, and they language is going to change. He said this back in 2002. He said the language is going to change, and we're not going to be looking at God no more. We're going to start be looking at politicians and representatives. I'm just paraphrasing y'all. But we're going to start looking at politicians as the God. We're going to start looking at politicians as the things that can't change around us. But my dad never bit that apple, y'all. He ain't never bit that apple. I ain't just saying that because it's my daddy, but he never did it. And certain pastors around him never did either. And the thing about with pastors, with my dad, let me speak for my dad. He was a working man. You know what I'm saying? He made his own money. So even though he got money from the church, he made sure he funneled it down to the people. You get what I'm saying? Or he made sure he put it back into the church. You get what I'm saying? He had his own money, so he didn't have to take bribes from council leaders and stuff like that, because there's been a few times where they'll try to come to the church and he turned them down. He said, you can come here, but you ain't finna promote your campaign here. You get what I'm saying? But guess what those same council people, them white and black politicians will do? They'll go to another church and they'll take their check. But that's why I want to say, man, and we see pastors like Pastor Jamal Bryant, it's just a false prophet. It's just a false prophet. He's doing this for a bag. He's doing this for a check. I remember that Target situation, man, when he led about 2 or 3 years ago, when they were trying to boycott Target and stuff, and him and Al Sharpton was just going around, you know, trying to galvanize black folks not to shop at Target. But then recently he came, I said, okay, y'all, we can shop at Target again, because guess what? There was a check involved. That's being very disingenuous to your people and to your congregation, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like stuff like that. I don't tell the truth, man. And I understand certain pastors don't tell the truth. I understand certain politicians won't tell the truth, but don't think the American people is dumb, especially the black Americans. Now, these particular Democrat supporters might be out the loop and dumb as hell, but the majority of us ain't peeping it. And eventually, these Democrat supporters, not Democrat support, but these Democrat politicians and these Democrat shills, eventually they're going to have to come to us, because now we're about to affect elections. We are about to affect elections. We about to change elections. We about to change the dynamic on how politics are being viewed through black American lenses. Because at one point in time, it was just vote blue no matter who. Now we got vote the couch. Now we're going to vote to the right. Now we got, hey, what you offering us? What tangibles that you have? You get what I'm saying? Some people even talking about just voting for the Green Party, just throw their votes away. People are independent now. There's a different mindset. Or you got people, there's a lot of people I'm running into saying, man, I don't even care about voting, man, because it ain't going to change nothing. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different type of black Americans, man, that are having a different viewpoint on voting since Obama. So, but give me y'all thoughts on Pastor Jamal Bryant, man. He's a fake to me. Never trusted him. Never ever looked at him like he was a leader, man. Cause he not even it's just other little things that I listen to him on these podcasts, or when he be interviewed and they ask him certain questions. It's just certain answers that he give. I'm like, man, you one of those, man. You one of those, man. And I want to say this too. I'm not a religious person, right? But I do believe in God, and I do have some of the Christian values in me. I still hold Christian values, if that makes sense. I know it sounds contradictory, but I do hold Christian values, and I still walk with the Spirit. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking anyone's religious beliefs. If you believe in God or Jesus or whatever, I salute you for that. If you believe in Allah, I salute you for that. If you don't believe, you're an atheist or whatever, I salute you for that. But it's all about us staying on code, and it's still about us fighting white supremacy. It's not about ideology. So, but anyway, salute to y'all, and I love you.